Hi guys, this is Daniel, and I'm the man who brings you these archives every week. Just because I've been doing this for such a long time now, I'd ask you to do me a small favour, and that is to head over to youtube.com/byhumphreys, BYHUMPHRIES, and hit the subscribe button and add me as a friend. And I'm doing loads of cool giveaways and stuff when I get a number of subscribers. So head over there and do that for me, and it would be a big help. Cheers, guys.
WZR Radio starts now. You can join us in the live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat or call into the show at 518-712-3070. Now, here are your hosts, Ryan Clark and Matt Boone.
Hello. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Tuesday, July 12th, 2011 edition of WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. I'm Ryan Clark. He's Matt Boone, and we're going to be here for, I don't know, the next hour or so. I'm in bad shape tonight, but Matty Boone, what's going on, man?
How? Yeah, what's up with the tone in your voice, man? What's going on over there?
Dude, you know what? I woke up...
Another edition.
Yeah, no, I woke up this morning, man, and I felt... It's hard to explain, man. It's like... I'm talking right now, dude, but you can't... It's like a fog, man. It feels like I'm just in a foggy... Everything's unclear. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. I've been putting it up on Facebook. I was thinking about canceling, and then, I don't know, man. We're here. What's going on?
Maybe you have cancer. I don't know.
I hope not. I hope. I don't know, dude. It's crazy. I've been pounding water. Somebody says dehydration. You know, it's so hot, dude. Like, there's a heat wave, you know, going across like 25 states right now. And
yeah, I've seen that on the internet. It's supposed to be like even in the hundreds up in the north right now. That's crazy. It's definitely brutal down here, man. We're getting a lot of rain and shit, but it's still hot as a motherfucker outside.
That's what, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if it was 90 degrees without the muggy and humidity.
Humidity, yeah.
That's what fucking kills it, man. So
yeah, don't tell me, bro. We got up. We were drinking last night, playing cards. We get up early this morning, still. It's what I like to call leftover drunk. Like, yeah. You're not really hungover yet. You're still kind of drunk from the night before. And we got the great idea to go to the park and go barbecuing and shit. So we walked to the park, which is like 2 miles away, in like 105-degree weather. And then as soon as we get there, this fucking field trip with all these goddamn kids, like 2 busfuls of kids show up and just take over the whole place, and like these yelling kids everywhere. It was just torture. And then we walked back.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This morning, yeah. As soon as I sobered up, like halfway on the walk up, you know, going there, I was like, what the fuck am I doing, man? This is retarded.
Right, you can't go out there and drink on a fucking hot day. That'll put you right to sleep, man.
I didn't drink. I had like one beer, but yeah, I was still drunk from the night before, just hungover. And you know, when you're hungover, you're real dehydrated, and then you're out in the sun and the humidity, and you can't breathe. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is, man. It's crazy. Well, the humidity mugginess is supposed to die off later tonight, and then we're supposed to have an awesome rest of the week where it's supposed to be like 80 degrees, no humidity, no muggy. So hopefully we're, you know, once we get by today, we'll be good to go. But let's get some plugs out of the way here, dude, and then we'll move on. We got a lot to talk about. Here's the deal, guys. I said earlier, you know, it may be a 1-hour show. It all depends on. Somebody's asking what happened to Chris Holler, man. It's been weeks. Chris had to go. He took another job opportunity somewhere. He said it was Florida. Not sure about that, but
fuck him.
He's not here. So we got Matt Boone here, who's going to be here on a weekly basis every Tuesday night. Nothing changes except for the co-host. So Matty Boone is back.
Pimping it.
Yeah, I don't have, Jesus, I don't have my show. I got nothing, man. We started late. It's been rough, man.
Well, the chat room is alive and kicking. You can check it out at WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat.
No doubt.
I should have did the .coms like you do them too. .com.
Yeah, right. So here's what we're gonna do tonight. We had on Sunday night we had the TNA Destination X pay-per-view. So we're gonna run that down. That was a really good show, pretty much from top to bottom. There wasn't much on that show that I thought was bad. So we'll talk about that from Sunday. Then we had Monday Night Raw from last night, and of course, dude, the one day that I get sick, you know how it works. When you're sick, it's always one of the busiest days work-wise, dude. So we had,
busy today?
Well, last night we've got double TV tapings this week. When I say double, I mean WWE and TNA both, taping at the same time, Monday and Tuesday nights. So, so we had a TNA taping last night, a WWE Raw taping last night, and then we've got SmackDown tapings tonight and Impact tapings as well. So I've got the NXT spoilers for tonight. Not that anybody watches that anyways, but I've got those. So I'm going to read those off right here at the top of the air, and then we'll move on. We'll talk about Destination X from Sunday night. We'll move on to Monday Night Raw, and then probably in hour number 2, as long as I feel okay. I feel decent right now. I took a couple Tylenols before we came on, so hopefully that helps. And then in hour number 2, we'll take your live phone calls as well. So let's get through NXT real quick, and then we'll do the rest of the plugs, move on to Destination X.
I'm going to be of no assistance here during NXT. Do it up, buddy.
That's all right, man. We had in a dark match at the, turn your speakers down. This is not SmackDown. They just started taping SmackDown right now. So this is for NXT over on WZROnline.com tonight. The dark match, which won't air, Jinder Mahal defeated Johnny Curtis. WWE NXT opens up with... it's going to be Derek Bateman comes out. I never watched this. It airs right when we go off the air here on WWE.com. How many of you guys in the chat room actually watch this shit? Does anybody still watch NXT? I used to watch
I bet some of them do.
Yeah, I used to watch it when it was on Sci-Fi, but not anymore. Yeah, see, nobody watches it.
I haven't seen one yet. Wow.
God, maybe we shouldn't even do that, right? I'll do it real quick. Derek Bateman cut a promo about, being back on NXT. Apparently he left. Titus O'Neil and Darren Young come out, and they argue back and forth. Maurice, who is apparently the host of the show these days, she makes a match between all three. That takes place right then and there. Derek Bateman defeated Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. We had a backstage segment. It was Yoshi Tatsu. He was interviewed about his match upcoming with Tyson Kidd. That's going to be the main event tonight. And here we go, dude. You hear the text messages coming in, right? Sons of bitches, man. Tuesday Night Live Radio. They know the deal. Hornswoggle, he's backstage drinking a root beer. He's depressed over Maurice. I guess something happened there. Titus O'Neil tells him, suck it up and move on. A package is delivered into the room, and Hornswoggle gets all excited, thinking that it's from Maurice. So, whatever. We had JTG and Vladimir Kozlov. They made a bet backstage over whether Kozlov can be a son of a fucking... dude? You know what I mean? It's fucking...
You were boring me with the NXT shit, so I figured I'd text you just so I could hear the little jingle in the background.
You? That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Such a fucking cocksucker, man. All right, so we had JTG and Vladimir Kozlov. They made a bet over whether Kozlov could be a gangster. Okay. And then we had the main event of Yoshi Tatsu defeated Tyson Kidd. So that is that. That is NXT for tonight. Going to air on WWE.com as soon as we go off the air. We're going to have SmackDown spoilers before we get out of here tonight as well. So stay tuned for that. Probably at some point in hour number 2. They should end before we go off the air. They're on the East Coast tonight, so hopefully we'll have those before we go off the air tonight. All right, we'll get some plugs out of the way, talk about the weekend, and then into Monday Night Raw, Destination X we go. What'd you do over the weekend, my man?
I didn't watch Destination X, so I did coverage for it, so I kind of know what happened and everything, but I didn't see the matches.
Yeah.
And I heard they were all good, too. Like, you could tell on paper, just the names involved, that they were all good. So.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah, I saw Raw. I just actually finished that right before we started. So I was
Did you?
getting caught up on that. Yeah, CM Punk was on forever. I thought it was a good show.
You know what, dude? I went on my Facebook last night. See, I was doing work last night. I was updating top stories and shit during Raw, so it was on in the background. And I went on Facebook last night, and I said, I expected a huge, when CM Punk first came out and cut that promo, okay, what was it, 3 weeks ago? Not the July 4th Raw, but the one before that, where the whole angle started.
Yeah.
Traffic, dude, it was WrestleMania levels. And I think that's because everybody on the internet came on and, is this the real deal? Did Punk really shoot right there? And I expected that last night, and it didn't happen. We actually had lower traffic after Raw than we normally do. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I went on Facebook and I was like, it was a lame segment. I went back and watched it this afternoon, and it was actually good, man. To end
the first one or the one that closed the show?
The second one with.
I thought it was awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good, man. And I had it on in the background last night. So when I went on Facebook, I got all these replies of people like, "What are you talking about? It's lame." That was awesome. And I went back and rewatched it today. So it was.
Punk's good, dude. That's gonna. If he's leaving, that does suck. Because now I have to watch the show every week. It'd be nice if he was on it so that I can at least have one. Because really, that's like the one thing every show I know is going to be good.
He is good, man. He is good. And not only that, dude, but what other talent would they let? I mean, they never let talents go out there and do like a worked shoot type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just they're giving CM Punk an open mic. No. I mean, like I said, it's a worked shoot, but it's still, it makes you want to
pushing Vince around and shit. It's fucking beautiful. He's got that bravado.
Dude, it's like, okay, if CM Punk leaves, remember the when Steve Austin first came out, right? And he got into this thing with Vince McMahon, and it was always, Austin fighting with the boss. And they're doing the same thing here with CM Punk, but CM Punk is already established. You know what I mean? Austin had won the King of the Ring tournament and then cut that promo, and then they went into the deal with Vince McMahon, and they had that feud for ages.
I mean, he did some stuff with Brett first, but yeah.
Right. But yeah, CM Punk is already over, and now they're kind of taking the Steve Austin approach where they're having him fuck with Vince McMahon. So hopefully he doesn't leave, and then they can continue this feud. But he's definitely leaving for a break. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to be off the road for a while. He's burnt out. He's tired of the travel schedule and just needs a break. So, whether they allow him to leave and take a break, or is he going to remain under contract with WWE? I'm sure the WWE is telling him, if you want a break, we'll give you a break, but we want you under contract with us so you don't go off to Ring of Honor or the indie promotions or TNA or anything like that. You know what I mean? They're going to want him under some sort of contract.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to actually sign the contract in the ring, because they did the public negotiations or whatever, but because I figured that would kind of give us the definitive answer. If he signs the contract, well, then he's at least going to be on Raw after the pay-per-view. But
right.
Now you have no idea. It's like the way they ended it, ripped the contract up and everything. But one thing they definitely should do now is hire Colt Cabana. He had them chanting his fucking name. I bet none of them people even knew who the hell Colt Cabana was, and they were chanting his name like crazy.
You know what? No, they were in Boston last night. That was the cool thing about the crowd last night is when they were in Vegas a couple weeks ago and CM Punk brought up Colt Cabana, when he did the original promo. Nobody had a clue, and there was no pop whatsoever. But then you come to the Northeast, whether it be, I don't care if it's New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, anywhere in the Northeast corridor where the Ring of Honors are and where a lot of indie...
Did you just use the word corridor?
Yes.
Wow. Continue.
Okay. So, no.
I was taken aback. I apologize.
Anywhere in the Northeast, dude, you've got that diehard fan base. You know what I mean? You've got the marks, the Ring of Honor crowd. And they popped huge for Colt Cabana. But they were
chanting his fucking name. Yeah, it's crazy.
They were in Boston last night, so it was kind of expected. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll save that for, we'll save all this stuff for the Monday Night Raw rundown that we're going to do. The weekend, brother. Anything else besides...
Well, I don't even know. What the hell did I do on the weekend? My birthday was on Saturday. That's
right, dude.
I'm trying to think of what I did, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I don't remember. I was
This guy had a birthday, man. I had no idea. I always know that it's in July, okay? But I don't remember the exact date. I got one coming up August 16th, but remember that.
Yeah, I won't remember the number. I always remember August, too, because you and Rob, my old roommate, had the same exact birthday or whatever.
Yeah, man. That's one of the man, every year my birthday comes around and, you know.
Like having a twin that isn't alive anymore or something. Like y'all shared the birthday and now he's gone.
And we, for those that don't know, Matty Boone used to live up here in New York with me. And we had a buddy, Rob, and man, tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. Good.
He was drunk driving, yeah.
Well,
he wasn't driving. He was on the back of the bike.
They were up at the, and you know what's, dude, they were up at the Butler Park Summerfest. It's like
I thought it was right at your old place in Averill Parks where the wreck happened.
Well, no, they go to the Butler Park Summerfest, and it just happened this past weekend, man, on July 4th, the July 4th weekend. So they're not that one, but the one before that. So he was at Summerfest, and then they went for a drive, and they had been drinking all day, and they crashed, and horrible, man. Horrible.
That sucks.
You know what? So you know, Rob's birthday was on August 16th. My birthday's a big one, man. I got Madonna. Was born.
Oh, sharing it with you. Mine. I know I have Kevin Nash on mine. I forget who else.
Right. I had Madonna shares a birthday with me. Kathy Lee Gifford shares a birthday for me, and then the big one, August 16th, the day Elvis Presley died.
Wow.
Yeah, man. August 16th, baby.
We've done this show so many fucking times. I remember doing this exact same spiel before, who our birthdays are shared with, and the whole fucking Elvis thing. I remember doing this exact same speech like 5 years ago. Yeah.
So listen,
But you know what I did for my birthday?
What's that?
Do you know what I did for my birthday? Do you remember Chris and Alberta from up north?
I do.
Okay, Alberta, she's like, the sweetest girl in the world, so she gets all these decorations, and there's fucking confetti. There's still confetti all over my floor right now. And there's, balloons everywhere and decorations, and she gets this goddamn pin the tail on the donkey game.
Oh,
and she says, let's get fucking drunk and play pin the tail on the donkey.
Oh, man.
So that's what we did, and it was beautiful. We played cards all night, and then we would spin each other in the chair and get all dizzy and put the blindfold on and try and pin the tail on the donkey. We're running into shit, falling over.
You ain't changed one bit since you... You ain't changed a fucking bit, dude.
Hey, man, I like to have fun. Fuck that.
I hear you. I didn't...
Dude, we got I'll show you some. We got videos of it on my phone. Like, they were spinning me in the chair, and they spun it too hard, and I went fucking slam right down on the ground and shit.
You guys are ridiculous. So we, I didn't do much, man. I did a lot of drinking. Maybe that's the reason that I'm kind of foggy today, right? Who knows?
Maybe.
No,
let me thank everybody in the chat. They all said happy birthday, and they were wondering if I saw it or not. I saw it.
I created a Facebook thread for you. You got about...
I saw that. That's right. Yeah.
And no doubt.
I was reading some of that stuff.
I didn't do much over the weekend, dude. Just a lot of drinking. But I want to tell you, man, Friday night I watched an MMA event. About to puke, man.
I heard that.
I watched
was it the M1 Strike Force Challenge?
Yeah,
what was it?
Called M1, and it was on Showtime on Friday night. Dude, I am telling you, this is one of the best MMA shows I've seen in a long time. And I know we just had the...
UFC 132?
Yeah, was that the one where it was like knockout every fucking... Yeah, dude. This M1 show was the same way, man. This guy, you've got to go out of your way to see this. I've actually got a video up on MMAscoops.com of this guy hit a spinning back fist knockout, dude. It is the sickest shit I've seen in a long time.
Spinning back fist knockout, you said?
Spinning back fist knockout, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, it was...
You remember seeing John Jones in Vegas do that spinning back elbow?
I do.
Stephen Bonner, yeah, dropped him right on his face. That shit was crazy.
So I watched that on Friday night. That was awesome, dude. And then Saturday night, look at this guy in the chat. AMC boy, when does the wrestling show start? Listen, we go through this every week. We cover WWE, TNA, pro wrestling, MMA, boxing, all that good stuff. You guys get a variety. You know what I mean? So listen,
2 hours just talking about wrestling. You gotta give us...
I know.
Give us some leeway here.
Give us a little bit. So anyways, check this out, man. On Saturday night, there was a boxing event, and Paul Williams fought against... Oh, somebody help me out in the chat room. Who did Paul Williams fight on Saturday night? Dude, Paul Williams got destroyed, okay?
Did he really?
He got destroyed. I mean, we were watching this fight, okay, and this dude just got pummeled, man. There was no contest whatsoever. The judges come out, dude, and gave it to Paul Williams. I was shocked, dude. We all sat here like, are you kidding me? Right now, even the announcers, you had, who was it? I think it was Max Kellerman, who was stunned, dude. Like, this can't be right, dude. Like somebody's
So like an obvious robbery kind of thing?
Dude, so obvious. I mean, it was like, what in the fuck were these people watching, man? And we just sat there stunned, man. Even the announcers, it was unbelievable. Even Paul Williams after the fight was like, dude, I'll take it. You know, he gave me the win, so I'm going to take it. And Paul Williams is, you know, kind of a shit talker. So to see him in that kind of mood after the fight, that's who it was. Zoran, you see it in the chat.
There's Randy Lara. I can't say it. I don't know. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a chick's name.
That was crazy. I cannot believe that Paul Williams wound up winning that fight. So, anyway, so that was my weekend, dude. Boxing, a little bit of MMA on Friday. So, all right, let's move on, guys. Like I said, we're gonna do Monday or TNA Destination X first, and then Monday Night Raw from last night. Let me do some plugs real quick. The official website of WZR Radio is www.WZROnline.com. WZROnline.com. Right before the pay-per-view, Destination X on Sunday night, I started doing a little bit of work, and then I got frustrated, pissed off, and said, fuck this, man, I'm done. We're doing it tomorrow night. We've got a date set, me and one of my design guys that I talked to. We've got a date for tomorrow night, so a mandate, if you want to call it, right?
Fag.
Yeah. No, let's not go there, dude. Let's not get into that again, man. After that's
all the homo
the
thing.
homo stuff. No, but we're gonna do it tomorrow night. So right now, we added a column section, and if anybody wants to write columns for WZROnline.com, shoot me an email, webmaster@ProWrestlingScoops.com. The only thing, don't like. I know columns are opinions and things like that, but I hired a couple guys, and I wound up having to get rid of them, dude, because it was like, you know, the one guy went out and he was like, I thought John Cena was really cool on Monday night. And that was the line, dude. I thought John Cena was really cool or something like that. And I'm like, come on.
That was the whole thing?
This isn't going to... No, it was a column, dude, but it was like, I really thought this angle was cool. And I really it didn't flow. You gotta have good grammar skills, some HTML, the bold tags, the italics and things like that. If you know how to do that stuff, apply webmaster@ProWrestlingScoops.com. Then we can get some good column writers up there. And I've got a separate section for columns only. The Facebook, I just got the Facebook code for the comments. We're going to be putting comments inside news posts where you guys can use Facebook to comment. And just a ton of other stuff. Women galleries are coming as well, and everything else. So stay tuned to WZROnline.com for that. We're also on Facebook as well. Go to Facebook.com, do a search for WZR Army, and you can find us that way. We've got over 10,000 people on there, which is ridiculous for Facebook. We're on Twitter and YouTube as well. Just go to WZROnline.com. You can find those links on the top navigation bar or the side navigation bar over on the left-hand side of the site. So check it out, WZROnline.com. And by the way, Vendetta's producing us tonight again. Rob's kind of busy tonight, so we got Vendetta here again. Big thanks to him for last week and this week as well. He works over at the stream site as well, WSNWrestling.com. Once again, WSNWrestling.com. You can get WWE, TNA pay-per-views, UFC pay-per-views, all that good stuff for like $10 on a monthly basis. It's well worth it. Never skips out. You know how good they are, Boone. And so check them out.
They're perfect. They're beautiful.
They are.
I got bored during all the plugs. I had to text you again.
Yeah, that was you again, dude.
Yeah, that was me again.
Why you gotta keep doing that, man?
I was falling asleep during the plugs. I figured I'd entertain myself.
All right, here we go. You ready?
It's popping in the chat anyway.
It is. It's what in the chat?
Pop in the chat. They're popping for it. They like it. Bringing it up.
All right, no doubt. Get to that live chat room. WZROnline.com.
There you go.
/chat. Yeah, you like that?
Segway.
Yes, sir. WZROnline.com/chat. All right, here we go.
That's your corridor to the chat. Look at that.
TNA. I like that. I was trying to think of something to rhyme right there. Baby
corridor.
Baby,
good luck.
No, baby, calling back. Get in the live chat. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know.
Oh no! Don't do that.
All right, so here we go. TNA Destination X from this past Sunday night. What you guys in the chat room think about it? Give it a school letter grade, A, B, C, D, F. and let us know. We'll talk about it. We'll run it down top to bottom. Well, basically, I will. Matty Boone didn't see it. But A's, some B's.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly A's, B's, right?
Yeah, I've seen a couple C's in there.
All right, I thought it was a really good show from top to bottom. If I had to give it a school letter grade, I'd say a B plus.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's hard for me to give. I'm a big fan of the High Flyers. Maybe an A minus or a B plus from me. One thing about the show is it seemed to me like it was a different crowd than what you're used to seeing in Orlando, Florida.
Were they in Orlando?
Yeah, they were down there. They're taking Impact on the road. I can't remember the dates, but there's 3 separate dates where they're going to be taping TVs, and I think they're going to do double TV tapings there. So basically, you've got 3 Impacts on the road from different cities, which is going to translate into 6 different TV shows from different cities. Because they're going to do double tapings. You know what, dude? I've got to get up. Listen, this is annoying as shit. I forgot to turn my TV down, okay? I put on the All-Star games on tonight, MLB All-Star.
Yeah.
And I forgot to turn the TV down, and this bitch is fucking singing the national anthem right now, blaring in my left.
I don't hear anything, but I'm sure that's distracting.
It's very distracting, dude. So I got to take this headset off. So
go do your thing.
All right.
All right. Well, Ryan's turning his TV down because the woman's singing too loud. He's going to be back in 2 seconds anyway. Right. TNA Destination X, I have nothing to offer, nothing to add. Didn't see it. I'm not a mark.
We kicked things off, man. It was Samoa Joe against Frankie Kazarian. Really, really good opener here. Joe's kind of been hit or miss these days, where it seems like sometimes, the guy can go out there and have 5-star matches all night long, but it seems like if they put him in there with an opponent who he doesn't really care about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't put his working shoes on, It just seems, I don't know, man, but he was out there with Kaz, and these guys went out there, tore down the house. This was the opener of the pay-per-view. Real good way to start off, an all X Division pay-per-view. And that's another thing, is they pretty much kept it all X Division. And I was worried about, people like Hogan and everybody else coming in and stealing the spotlight, or, them doing an X Division type show, and then in the main event you would have Sting versus, Kurt
Angle.
Somebody like that. But they kept it all X Division from top to bottom, which is really cool. And they also brought back the 6-sided ring, which it was.
Oh,
good.
They did?
Yeah, it was good to see that again as well. So we had. Oh man.
A little foggy over there. What's going on?
A little bit, man. We had the finish here came. Joe had a choke locked in, and Kazarian made it over the ropes, and Joe got pissed off, started fighting with the ref, and Kaz rolled him up for 1, 2, 3. So a really, really good way to open the show. And the crowd was super hot, man. Like I said, it was like an old school ECW crowd where everything they did, you had people going, oh, you know what I mean? Where the whole arena it's like
moving on.
Yeah, everything they did in this match, dude. It was like a Ring of Honor show. Like,
is that an upset? Kazarian going over?
No.
No.
Seems
like Joe would win. Oh.
No, it's not.
They don't do shit with him anymore, do they? Samoa Joe.
Not really, dude. And he's not all that happy about it, man. There's a bunch of people in TNA that are not happy these days. But Samoa Joe, I don't know. It was a good match to open the show. They really promoted AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, the main event of the show, man. They aired, clips. The first clip that they aired, it was from the 2005 Unbreakable pay-per-view. Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles. You guys remember how good those matches were back in the day. It's hard to believe it's been 6 years, man. Good Lord, man. 2005 that took place. But
I know, it's crazy. TNA's like, 10 years old now or some crazy shit?
Isn't it nuts, man? It's crazy.
That's wild, yeah. 10 years. Damn.
I remember the Wednesday night pay-per-views. I used to order them, man. Were you here?
I was working during the wars, man. I was doing what you do, and we were doing the radio show while WCW and WWF were both on every week.
Yeah,
ECW was on TNN.
Were you up here when I ordered it was a Wednesday night pay-per-view, and I didn't order all the pay-per-views, you know what I mean? Once in a while I would, it was only $9 or whatever it was, so I tuned in one night. I don't remember if you were here or not, and Big Vito pops out the back of an ambulance.
Oh, that's right. And he was doing the show with us at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
think I was. I don't know if I was there for that or not.
And
I don't think I was, man.
Are you fucking kidding me? Big Vito jumping out the back of an ambulance right now, and he was
like a big deal when he first came in. Yeah.
Yeah, he was, dude, and he was doing the show with us on a weekly basis, and that motherfucker couldn't tip us off, couldn't tip me off, dude. Are you kidding me? I wonder what he's up to these days, anyways, man. You don't.
He hits me up out of the fucking blue every once in a while.
On the AIM thing, right?
Yeah.
I get it too, dude. I get it too sometimes.
He usually wants something like something promoted or something.
Yeah, it's always
clarification.
Dude, he always wants something, dude. It's promotion. It's always
some story nobody's ever heard about. He wants to clear up rumors about.
I haven't heard. Is that you again, dude?
No.
That wasn't you that time?
That one ain't me, bro. No.
Hold on a minute.
Alrighty then, we'll stop while you check your text message.
We are gonna stop. Get the fuck out of here. All right. No, I have no idea. Vito's Dino UK says that Vito is over in NWE in Italy. That's the last I knew. That's where he was working. But I don't think they haven't ran shows in quite some time, man.
So he come over here and he would talk about being the European Tough Man champion and shit like that.
The problem with him,
Iron Champ, whatever the hell it was.
He had serious mood swings, man, when he used to come on here and host the show live with us.
He had serious mood swings. You want to go down memory lane? I remember doing a show in your room once, and we used to. I wouldn't mind mentioning that part on the air, but you probably don't want it on the air. We'd go out of the room during commercials for a certain reason, and we wouldn't take the door out. You remember that?
Right.
Well, anyways. Big Vito said something that pissed you off so bad during the live show. I forget. I don't even remember what it was. He was just belittling you in some way, and you were like, "Fuck this shit!" And you threw the fucking mic down, and you went out the window.
I do remember. I don't remember what it was about, dude. But he had serious mood swings. I mean, there were times where
somebody just put his screen name in the chat. That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, he's got it out there, man. I think it's on the official website and shit too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? He's never on there anymore, anyways.
No.
Very rarely do I see him, man. Last I knew, he was having problems with his wife or his girlfriend or something. Remember, he was arrested for domestic or something.
Well, that was what he wanted cleared up. Something about that.
And then he got all pissed. I remember he sent me an email, and he was all pissed off, and he told me go edit the post right now, dude. It's not a domestic, and this, that, and the other thing, and he was a buddy, so I went and I edited the post, and then it came out that
I had to do that too.
Yeah, but
it
was
a bunch
domestic.
He was sending press releases and about the situation nobody even fucking knew about it or cared about anyway.
Dude, it was ridiculous, man.
I don't think anybody remembered reading the Big Vito domestic story.
He thought he was a main eventer. He
was the player from the Himalayas, remember?
Oh, God, dude.
Remember we used to do freestyle battles, me and him, we get fucking drunk on the air and rap with each other?
That was back in the day, dude. That was
a long time ago, man. That was at least 10 years ago. It's crazy. Some of these kids listening right now aren't even born yet.
No, he'd always talk about, God, what was it, dude? Riding your mother's trunk or something, your station wagon. And
something with your mom's station wagon.
He always brought that up.
Hey, yo, we all know you got it from your mom's station wagon, and you were like, fuck you, I'm done,
dude. It was the most unfunniest joke, dude, and he used it every single time. Whenever we did a show with him, you would always get the station wagon joke, and it was like, dude, it's not funny, dude. It's stupid, bro.
It's actually kind of funny now listening to you still get worked up over that. I'm enjoying it.
He's a jobber, dude.
He's probably listening too, dude. You're gonna feel like an asshole when he IMs you. Oh, you calling me a jobber?
Well, that'll be all right. He'll be all right. We had back to Destiny.
Oh, that's right, the tap-in. Remember we would always do that too? Somebody in the chat remember.
Out too. Jesus.
Yeah, Ryan Clark tapped out. That's what he would do.
Ooh, shut the fuck.
Because me and you we would get into like MMA fights before MMA even existed. We wouldn't hit each other in the face, but everything else was fucking on. And I remember telling the story about making you tap all the time on the air, and Big Vito picked up on that and rubbed that shit in your face for fucking weeks, dude, and you couldn't take it anymore.
Dude, he was... Well, I'm going to get him back on here, dude. We're going to get him back on here, man.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would. It would. Waltman's coming on here today. I got another email from him today, so soon.
He's coming on when?
Soon. Gonna set up a date. I don't know when yet. We had, back to Destination X, there was a backstage segment. It was Eric Young, and he was looking for a new tag team partner, and they had people like Curryman was backstage, and I don't know, you had Shark Boy showed up as well, and Shark Boy agreed to be his, Shark Boy doing the Steve Austin gimmick that he's been doing. So he agreed to be, the tag team partner of Eric Young for later in the night. We had a match, Douglas Williams. There was an open challenge match. So they brought out Mark Haskins of England, and basically the deal here is, and they explained it on commentary, Taz was not at the pay-per-view. They had known this in advance, so Jeremy Borash took over the announcing duties for one night only. Taz is going to be back at the Impact tapings this week.
How did Borash do?
Really good, man. It was actually
for real.
Breath.
I hate his voice.
Air.
I hate his voice.
It was a breath of fresh air, man. They were good, man. Tenay and Borash. They gelled well on the pay-per-view. So, anyways, Mark Haskins comes out as the mystery opponent for Douglas.
Who the hell is Mark Haskins?
The story behind that is when they were on the overseas tour a couple months ago over in the United Kingdom, this Mark Haskins guy over there is supposed to be, like the AJ Styles of over here, one of the best wrestlers that they have coming out of the UK. I don't know much about him. A lot of fans probably don't. You know what? He didn't. It wasn't good. Okay, it wasn't. It was. I mean, it was his first time. Besides the live event that he worked overseas, he comes in and they bring him in for a pay-per-view. There were a lot of bot spots from him, and even the finish when he went up onto the top rope and completely slipped, fell off, and then. The crowd was, like I said, man, it was like ROH, dude, a bunch of...
I heard they were chanting, "Who are you?" chants at him right in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that, dude. It was like an ROH crowd. A bunch of marks were in the building, dude, but they were great. Well, I love crowds like that, you know what I mean? Where they ooh and ah, and everything, like you said, But this Mark Haskins... Now, I'm watching the match, dude, and I'm thinking, all right, this guy, he's got potential. That's what I'm trying to say. He's got potential, and I think it was just one off night that he had, and it just so happened to be on a live pay-per-view on his first night in, you know what I mean? Pretty much his first night in.
But he gets the Ryan Clark stamp of approval, you say?
He gets the stamp of approval, dude. I just need to see more from him. It was just, he botched a lot of things, dude, but I want to give him... I just want to say it was an off night. You know what I mean? One off night, and I don't know. Bring him back. See what he can do. We'll see what happens at the Impact tapings this week. So,
alrighty.
Douglas Williams pinned him with a schoolboy, and then they shook hands when it was over. They tried to get Haskins over. Douglas Williams is a heel in TNA, so they tried to get this Haskins guy over as the face, but it just wasn't working with the... the Mark crowd that they had. They interviewed all four guys that were going to compete later on in a four-way. Austin Aries and Jack Evans. Who else was in there? Jack Evans, Low-Key was in there, and Zema Ion was the other guy. Austin Aries cut a really, really good promo backstage. All of them cut good promos except for Zema Ion. Zema's got the look. He's just a little bit off on the promos. Needs a little bit of work on that. We had Generation Me took on the team of Eric Young and Shark Boy. They did the angle earlier on, obviously, where Eric Young was looking for a tag team partner. We talked about that. You had Eric Young. This was basically comedy, man. It was thrown in there. It wasn't advertised for the pay-per-view, and they just did comedy stuff throughout this match. They had Eric Young and Shark Boy go over, knowing that Generation Me or the Young Bucks, the Young Bucks are gone from TNA. They requested their release on Sunday afternoon at the pay-per-view. They showed up to the pay-per-view and felt that they were not being used to the best of their abilities and felt that they were underappreciated within TNA. So they requested for a release, and it was granted by TNA, which is interesting because...
Why is it interesting, Ryan?
Man, oh man. man.
I got people here, too, dude. It's distracting.
You know what I mean, dude? It's every week, though, dude. It's every week. I'm going to answer this one. Hey, dude, I'm doing a live radio show. You got to call me back, man.
Oh, is he going to answer his phone on the air? Wow.
We answered it live on it. It happened, dude. Whether it's text messages or people calling in, man, get the fuck out. That one I had to answer, man. That has to do with work. But, anyways, so Generation Me going from TNA. It was interesting because, you know, TNA, talents that request their release from TNA, Samoa Joe's done it in the past. Even AJ Styles was pissed off at one point. But they always con them into, well, they always talk them out of leaving the company, you know what I mean? They say, oh, let's sit down, let's talk about it, and everybody winds up staying. Generation Me asked for the release, and they gave it to them and said, they don't let the door hit you on the way out, you know what I mean? So,
Welcome.
I don't know, man. Then what? Oh, we had an Ultimate X match. It was Shannon Moore against Robbie E. against Alex Shelley against Amazing Red.
That should have been pretty good, right?
Yeah, the winner of this gets a shot, becomes the #1 contender for the X Division title, which was defended later on in the night. The problem I have with Ultimate X, dude, is you've got the wires that, you know, go across the top of the ring, or the you know, the thing that they do, the whatever.
With the X, the big symbol, yeah.
Right, X in the middle. There's not a lot of things you can do when you get up on those wires or when you get up on the platforms. You know what I mean?
I don't know. They've come up with some pretty cool shit, I think.
Yeah, they've come up with some pretty cool stuff, but it seems to me like, you know, people, they climb across those wires or the platform, whatever it is, you know, it's been different numerous times. Sometimes they use the platform, sometimes they use the wires. But it seems like, you know, people, they climb across the wires, and then somebody from below just grabs them by the legs and pulls them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do much up there. And I don't know, man. The Ultimate...
Didn't AJ do, like, some Spider-Man shit on there once?
He did. There's been a couple spots, you know, from the wires, but I don't know, man. The Ultimate X match isn't really doing it. There's just not much you can do when you're up there on the wires. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was a good match. We had Alex Shelley. The finish came. Shannon Moore climbed all the way up, and then
you still dressed up like a little freak.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got the the Ink tag team, him and Jesse Neal, or did. But Shannon Moore climbed up, and you had Alex Shelley. Shannon Moore was on the platform above the wire, and Alex Shelley was on the wire, climbed across, or who was it? Was it Alex Shelley? No, it was Amazing Red that was on the wire climbing across, and Shannon Moore, being up above him, you know, stomped down. Oh, this is too hard to explain. Stomped down on Amazing Red's hand. Amazing Red fell. Shannon Moore then fell off, or something happened, and Alex Riley climbed into the middle, grabbed the X, and that was that.
Who was that?
Too hard to... Alex Shelley, dude. It's too hard to explain, man. Too hard to explain.
You know you said Alex Riley, right?
Did I?
Yeah, the first time, yeah.
Alex Shelley, my bad. We had the low-key interview backstage. That was horrible, dude. That was the worst rundown of a pay-per-view match I've ever done. That was bad, man. We had Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn. This was decent, man. They worked... You know, they started the match out slow, okay, and then they built up to the finishing moves. You know what I mean? It was a really well-paced match from top to bottom. It wasn't what you're used to. You know, obviously both guys are almost 40 years old. Well, Lynn's above 40. No, Lynn's probably closer to 50, I would guess, man, and RVD's probably around 40. So it wasn't, you know, back when they did it in ECW, dude, it wasn't as good as those matches, but it was still a really good match. Just the pacing of it, you know what I mean, where it starts out slow, you build up to the finishing spots, and then you had RVD hit the Van Daminator and a 5-star frog splash to win. So that was that. Then we had the match of the night. It was Jack Evans, Austin Aries, Zima Ion, and Low Key. This was a spot fest, which is what I loved. I love spot fest, dude, where from as soon as the bell rings to as soon as the bell rings to end the match, dude, non-stop. I mean, they had so much shit going on here, guys. It was crazy. I'd go out of your way. If you missed the pay-per-view, try to find that on YouTube or wherever it pops up. That was really, really good stuff, man. Then we had Abyss and Brian Kendrick for the X Division title. Kendrick picked up the win here. This is the only point where guys like, Eric Bischoff came out with Scott Steiner, Bully Ray, Gunner, and that whole crew. And then you had the X Division guys come out to make the save. Cleared those guys out, and that was that. We have a new X Division champion, Brian Kendrick. So that's good, man. I like Kendrick with the title. Abyss, come on. Abyss is X Division champion.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. And then in the main event, God, we got to get through this quick, dude. I'm sucking it up here, man. The main event, we had Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles. Really good match to end things. Not as bad as...
they gave him a lot of time, didn't they?
I think it went... I got the time here. 30 minutes. Almost 30 minutes. 20 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't as good as some of their past matches, dude. But it was, I mean, listen, on paper...
You've got to be kidding me.
On paper, dude, you've got Daniels and AJ Styles. What do you got? People calling you two?
No, that didn't come on. There's little girls screaming rape screams at the top of their lungs right now outside my window. It's
really?
Quite distracting. You should hear it, dude.
Jesus. So this was good, man. Overall, the pay-per-view was decent. Like I said, either a B+ or an A-. And I am sorry, man. That was one of the worst rundowns for a pay-per-view I've ever had, man. I'm not feeling...
You just thought that because you were talking by yourself the whole time. Yeah. I get that way too when I'm like doing MMA and you just shut up and I'm just left talking. It feels boring, but if people are into it, they're into it, I guess.
That was a horrible rundown for a pay-per-view.
Don't think too hard on yourself.
I feel foggy, man. It's hard to explain. You just feel like you're in a fucking fog. You know what I mean? But
you gotta be kidding me. What the fuck is going on?
Well, you better check, dude. She getting beat up out there. You might want to go out there and help the little one.
You don't hear it?
I hear it now, dude. I hear it now.
Do you hear it?
Now I do.
That's funny. It's a bunch of little black girls screaming their fucking heads off right outside my window.
Oh, Jesus.
Bitches.
All right, guys, get to our live chat room, www.WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. I'm kind of thinking, man, I wasn't going to do the show tonight, dude, because I feel like fucking complete shit, man. And I'm
I'm really faking my way through this whole ordeal here.
I'm kind of thinking that we probably shouldn't have done this show tonight. We suck tonight, dude. We're horrible. Tell us in the chat room. Be honest, man. We suck tonight, don't we? We're bad. We're bad.
They're liking the rape line I just used. I can see
Everybody
that.
in the chat room, this is not good, man. WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. See, everybody says yes. One guy says we always suck. That's not
absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Ryan needs his dick in a puss. That's what TNA Wrestling 12 thinks. That's one way to look at it.
Jesus. Well, that'd be good.
I just felt like reading that out loud. I'm sorry.
All right, everybody says we're okay. Whatever.
Oh, wait, somebody said Matt's good, but you suck. There you go.
Oh, man. All right, let's...
There's to being good, like, though, because I don't have to do anything but just tell jokes and shit.
Well, you're going to help me out right now, right?
I know the difference. It's fucking big difference.
Yeah, well, help me out right now. Run down Monday Night Raw.
I saw this. I can help you with this.
Let's do this. You know what? We'll do this in about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back on the flip side, and we'll just open it up, dude. Live phone calls. We'll let you guys help us out.
It's going to be hard to do this show in 10 minutes, I would think.
Well, we'll finish it up in hour number 2, dude, if we need to. But, I mean, just highlight the high points and the low points of the show. Basically, they opened it up, right? It was CM.
What do you think of it overall?
School letter grade, I'd say, same as Destination X, dude. Probably a B. I'll give it a solid B. B+.
I give it a B+. Yeah, I give it a. Just because I said I got to leave room for an A, but that was a good show, I thought.
So,
I was really into it.
Yeah, they opened it up, right? CM Punk comes out, and they promoted this over on WWE.com that Monday Night Raw was going to open CM Punk with a live microphone in hand. And
that's always exciting, as it turned out to be.
Right. So
I thought it was good. He came out with a megaphone and everything. It was cool.
Yep, had the megaphone. So run this down, man. I'm tired of talking with Destination.
All right, well, he came out with the megaphone, and he said it was backup in case they cut his microphone off. And he's talking about all the perks in his contract and shit like that. I'm just going off memory. And he said the main one he needed was just a live microphone because, he's ratings on the mic, and he was. He got another promo that was kind of shoot style. I think he dropped Cole Cabana's name again, and they started chanting his name. Or was that at the end of the show?
That was at the end of the show.
That was at the end of the show, okay.
Right.
But yeah, he challenged, what was it? Cena came out at some... Damn, see, I'm having trouble remembering. I should just go off the script, too.
Well, John Cena came out, and John Cena, he didn't cut that corny promo, man. He was serious this time around. Basically, like you said, man, Punk came out and says that, he finds it funny now that Vince is basically giving him whatever he wants now that he's talking about leaving the company. And he suggested that tonight they do a live contract signing where Vince McMahon comes out to the ring.
No, not a contract signing. He want to do live contract negotiations.
Contract
like
negotiations.
Out the points and everything like that.
Right, right, negotiations and everything else. So,
he said he might have Vince join the Kiss My Ass Club.
Exactly.
Punk, Kiss My Ass Club.
And then that brought out John Cena, who basically said that,
CM Punk's yelling in his megaphone while Cena's coming out saying your music's too loud and shit like that. I thought that was funny.
Well, Punk basically told Cena, thanks for reinstating me for a job that I don't want, because the previous week John Cena had basically come out and said, I still want CM Punk at Money in the Bank, and if you don't give him to me, I'm walking out. Started to walk out, and then that's where Vince McMahon chased him up the ramp and said, you got your match, dude, but if you lose, you're fired. So.
No, that's not how he said it, though.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Come on, man.
I'm not doing that. It's got to be on the fly, dude.
Oh.
Especially not tonight, dude. Come on, man.
Belt it out, brother.
Eventually, these guys go back and forth. Punk says, or Cena says he's going to walk into Chicago and whoop Punk's ass or something like that. The GM rings in and confirms that Vince is on the way to the arena right now, right? And that was not bad, dude. Do that again.
So it kind of sounds like when the Skype noises go off when a phone call comes in.
It does. You're right.
Dingle, dingle.
Right. We had, so basically GM confirms that, Vince McMahon is on the way here tonight to negotiate a contract with CM Punk, and then tells John Cena to stay in the ring as he's going to have a special match for him coming up next. So we go to a commercial break, and
that's funny. CM Punk did. He mentioned in his promo that John Cena had gotten fired last year for like 7 days. And he said, so don't worry, even if you get fired, obviously everybody knows you're not, like, he was kind of shooting with that, too.
Yep, pretty much, dude. Pretty much, basically telling everybody, dude, you're not going to get fired, dude. Remember what happened.
He's pretty much saying, if he gets fired, it's a storyline. He'll be back soon anyway. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. We had, we go to a commercial.
It's kind of weird.
We come back, we had, it is, dude, and we'll talk about that more, once we head towards the main event here, or the main event segment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're letting him go out there and do things that you haven't seen in the past, when
so that just made you $1 million in ice cream bars and shit like that. That was
right.
Cool.
That was awesome. We had John Cena defeated Michael McGillicuddy and David Otunga. The problem I have with this, bro, is look at the way that WWE sees their tag team division. Okay, you've got two guys that are tag team champions right now. You come out
and beats them by himself. That's
yeah, dude. Put him in a handicap match. John Cena comes out and beats him. Hits an FU on
clean too.
Clean. Yeah, man. Hit an FU on Michael McGillicuddy. Threw David Otunga out of the ring, and then
out of the what?
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, you got to say the word negotiation too. Somebody said you said it funny. Say negotiation.
Negotiation.
He said completely normal. I don't know what they're talking about. I apologize for interrupting you. Continue.
So basically, I mean, the tag team division, the way that WWE looks at this, man, you've got your tag team champions being defeated clean, man, by one guy in a handicap match. So whatever.
Yeah, that's not good.
We had a backstage segment. It was Vicky Guerrero, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre backstage. They were all making fun of Vince
fucking
McMahon.
Stupid, dude.
This one, you knew Vince was gonna show up, dude. That was
always, yeah, me too. But that was cool. What did he say? Damn it! Let me look at my report here. Where the hell are we? Okay, what does he say? Damn, they don't even have it. He said two words right in each of their faces about the bad breath or whatever. But he did it in the "you're fired" voice. He was like, "Bad breath."
We Kelly defeated Melina. This was your typical Divas match, dude. You had the Bella Twins on the announce booth.
Didn't Randy Orton do an interview recently and say Kelly's a little whore, fucking everything in the locker room?
He did, and then, well, she's been with a lot, man. Let's think. People in the chat room, dude, who's she been with? She's been with Test.
What was the when they're having celebrities do Raw hosting? Didn't she go to a baseball game with one of them? Jeremy Piven, I want to say.
Yes, she did, dude. It was Jeremy Piven. when he guest hosted Raw. Right?
Yeah.
We have think about this, dude. She went out with Jeremy Piven. Don't know that she fucked him, dude. But you had
Batista.
Chris Jericho, Dave Batista, The Miz at one point.
Justin
she's
Gabriel.
Currently with Justin Gabriel, I believe. There was a story about Mike Knox.
I see Ziggler in the chat.
I don't believe that. No, I haven't heard Ziggler.
Test. Yeah, that's true.
Test, yep. Test was another one, dude. I mean, there's at least...
Test got Stacy Keibler and Kelly. Not bad.
Dude, there's at least 5 or 6 talents that Kelly's been with. 5 or 6 that you can name off the top of your...
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, it is.
I was just reading the Mark Madden column. I love that guy's shit. He writes on this website you hate.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how they just hired the divas just for pussy for the guys to chase on the road and shit, like in-house girls and stuff.
You know, which
Yeah.
I had heard... I don't know if that's true. Rygox in the chat room, he says that he's 100% knows that she's with Ted DiBiase right now. I do know that as of a couple months ago, her and Justin Gabriel had called it quits. I don't know any more than that. Or I don't know if they got back together or what happened, but I do know the last I heard they had called it quits. So the Ted DiBiase thing may be possible. Yeah, he says he's certain, so I don't know.
Somebody's saying he's married.
DiBiase?
Yeah.
I don't know. He
I have no idea.
says
Nor do I care. I just think it's funny that Kelly's a little whore.
Miz came out, cut a promo. He was on the top of a ladder. Basically, the whole thing here was you had all the guys for the Money in the Bank match come out and cut little promos. Kofi Kingston made his way out. Alex Riley rio out. Riley didn't cut any promo, dude. He just ran straight to the ring and tried to attack Miz. Miz wound up running off. Del Rio came out here. R-Truth was out there. Everybody cut a small promo, basically hyping up the match at Money in the Bank this Sunday night.
I thought the Miz's was good. I thought Jack Swagger should never be allowed to talk.
Yeah.
Evan Bourne's a little kid. Kofi Kingston, they need to quit doing the Jamaican shit. He could be taken seriously if he wasn't big, bright color, starburst looking motherfucker. You know?
The GM eventually rang in here and set up a six-man tag team match. It was going to be Alex Riley, Kofi Kingston, and Evan Bourne. They defeated the team of R-Truth, The Miz, and Jack Swagger. Del Rio was not in the match, but they did an angle after it was over where Del Rio...
He beat everybody up with a ladder.
Yeah, Del Rio did the win, and basically, like Boone said, destroyed everybody with the...
Don't you like how when somebody has a lisp, their name always has an S in it? You know what I mean? Like, and especially in wrestling, because they always got to use their own name when they're doing their promos. Like, I am Jack Swagger. I'm going to kick your ass. You know, like, there's nothing intimidating about it.
Oh, man. That was good. Shoot, we got to go to the break here soon. We had, what else happened, dude? So Del Rio comes out, lays everybody out with a ladder, and then gloats in the ring. We had Big Show fought to a double count-out against Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre.
Now, what the fuck happened there, dude?
Another handicap match, man. 2 handicaps on Monday.
Did you see that shit at the end when they were on the stage and Mark Henry speared Big Show and he fucking drops Drew McIntyre right off the fucking stage? Dude, he could have killed him.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre was, he was all right. We put the article up on the website. That was not supposed to happen.
It completely overshadowed the angle, though, because, like even when they came back from commercial, like, as soon as they went to commercial, you see the guy, the referee in the background throwing up the X.
Right. Hello?
I was really here. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, why'd you say hello?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
okay.
it cut off.
But anyways, as soon as they came back from commercial, you see, like, they're still showing Big Show and then being attended to, but in the back you see real medics attending to the fucking real beat-up guy that you don't even see on camera.
Yeah.
It was terrible, man.
Daniel, answer me on the program that we use. We got to take a commercial break here. I'm trying to get a hold of the producer, but he is not answering. So,
he's in the chat talking.
Is he? Answer me, dude. Answer me. Oh, here he is. All right, no doubt. So that's what we'll do. We're pretty much up to the main event segment, right? It's
yeah, that's exactly where we're at.
All right, so we'll do this. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back on the flip side, and then I promise you guys, hour number 2. It's always better. You know what I mean? When you get live phone calls and things like that. So we'll take your live phone calls. We'll finish up Monday night.
What are you eating, dude?
What am I eating?
Yeah, what are you eating? You got like a cough drop?
I got a Jolly Rancher in my mouth. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Oh, can you? I'll finish it up during the break.
All right, thank you.
No doubt. I'm trying to make myself feel better, dude. Not that a Jolly Rancher
would cheer you up.
But whatever, dude. All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back on the flip side and take your live phone calls, finish up Monday Night Raw from last night. I promise you guys, we're going to tear down the house in hour number 2. I'm feeling a little bit better. Live radio. All right, so here we go. Commercial break. We'll be back. You're listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this.
This ain't no crime time. Matter of fact, this ain't even y'all time. This is my time. And gas on time.
Hi guys, this is Daniel, and I'm the man who brings you these archives every week. Just because I've been doing this for such a long time now, I'd ask you to do me a small favour, and that is to head over to youtube.com/byhumphreys, BYHUMPHRIES, and hit the subscribe button and add me as a friend. And I'm doing loads of cool giveaways and stuff when I get a number of subscribers. So head over there and do that for me, and it would be a big help. Cheers, guys.
And we're back, guys. What's going on? We're back for hour number 2 at WZR Radio. Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. Matty Boone.
Ryan Clark, what's up?
What's cracking, my man? We're
I had some pizza, smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
Chilling.
No doubt, no doubt. We, what do we got? Live phone calls? Let's finish
We
up.
still got to finish Raw, don't forget.
Yeah, let's finish up Monday Night Raw. Why don't you run down that segment? I just X'd out my Raw report.
Oh, you prick.
I do have WWE SmackDown spoilers.
Why don't you just run down that 30-minute segment by yourself?
No, I'll be here with you, man. I don't have my my report up. I'm trying to get people SmackDown spoilers, WWE Superstars, NXT SmackDown. The tapings are ongoing right now.
Where are they at tonight?
They are in Connecticut.
Northeast.
Northeast, man. Boston last night, Connecticut tonight. So we're, yeah, here we go, guys. Get to our live chat room, www.WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there tonight as get there, daddies. So you got that report up or no?
Yeah, I was actually reading it while you were doing that. I was trying to buy myself some time. Yeah, Vince McMahon comes out, and he does like a tease, like 5 fucking times. He comes out, he stops,
Yeah,
he says, no, never mind. He turns around. What's that?
I said, that was weird, wasn't it, man? He was looking at that It was almost like he was pissed off when he walked through the curtains where he didn't get the reaction that he wanted.
Yeah, they didn't pop like he was a star, so he said, all right, I'll come back and let's do it again.
Right.
They repeated to do it 4 times, and then, what was it, Justin Roberts, your old buddy from back in the day, started doing the announcing, started doing his thing, and Vince was telling him to stop. And, he didn't know what was going on, so he didn't stop. Right. And then he came out one final time, and they kind of popped pretty big, and he did his big fucking strut down to the ring and shit. As soon as he gets in the ring, he's like, come on, let me hear it. I'm Vince McMahon. I love that fucking guy, dude. He was walking around looking people right in the eye and shit in the crowd, shaking hands with John Cena's daddy. And
he is, man. Nobody like Vince, man. Vince is like...
Do you remember when we went to SmackDown that one time in New York, dude, and he came out, and I fucking marked out so bad, dude. We were drunk off our ass. And he's coming down the aisle. And remember when he was on TV when we would watch it together before the show back in the day, fucking 10 years ago. He'd come out, and what would I do? As soon as he starts doing his strut, what would I do? You remember?
Well, you do that walk.
Yeah, but I would go, oh, yeah, well, come on, and I would, like, cheer him on and shit. I remember when we went there in person, we're right on the aisle, right where they're coming past you and shit. You could, like, smack him on the back.
Tell Mark out stories about us, man.
Because who cares? We're fans, too. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm fucking losing it marking out for Vince. I'm like, go ahead, Vince. Get your rich ass in that ring, motherfucker. Get in there.
Yeah. No salt.
Good time.
I know it's no salts right there. So, anyways.
You did no sell me right there. I'll return that to you, buddy. I'll give you a receipt, as they say.
All right. So, anyways, back to Monday Night Raw, the main event segment.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Yeah,
I
don't have my report, man. I don't have my report. I am typing SmackDown spoilers for WZROnline.com right now. As I was hoping that you helped me out with Monday Night Raw. Well, the people have already watched Monday Night Raw. They haven't seen SmackDown, so there's more people that want SmackDown. So if we could just finish up Monday Night Raw real quick here.
I'm burning time so we don't have to deal with callers for a fucking hour. But all right, so Vince comes out finally. Says, give it to me. I'm Vince McMahon. The crowd cheers. And he says he's not going to join the CM Punk Kiss My Ass Club. That will never happen. He also says the contract negotiations should not be discussed in public, but that's what Punk wants, so he tells Punk to get out of here. CM Punk comes out. He mocks Vince's walk. He struts down to the ring. And what was it? Vince tries to shake his hand. Punk won't, has none of it. And what was it? Vince called him Phil. Called him by his real name at one point.
Yeah, by the real name, right.
I didn't even know his name was Phil. I was like, what the hell's Phil? And then I figured it out. But yeah, Vince Punk said he had some new stipulations in his contract because Vince already had one ready, and Punk brought one with him and said, no, we're going to sign this one. He's like, my name's already on it. You sign it if you agree to the following. And he started reading down these perks he wanted. And what was it? He just was being real downgrading to Vince, and Vince was like, don't push me around, buddy. Right, and he's like, well, I'm sorry, because clause number 1 says I can push you around as much as I want. He starts pushing Vince and shit. I was wondering if Vince knew that was going to happen or not. By the look on his face, I don't think he knew that was coming.
Yeah. Well, he did it a couple times, man. He pushed him a few times when he was sitting down at the table there. And then the ice cream thing, probably like somebody in the chat room says,
that was awesome.
Camel Toad in the chat room says, that got one of the biggest pops of the night, man. And
we want ice cream. We want ice cream.
Not only that, but there's the company that makes those or made those.
I love those things.
It's called Good Humor, okay? And earlier this morning, they were contacted and basically said that they had discontinued the product and that they appreciated, the people contacting them and letting them know, right? Because I put an article up on the website where you could contact them through the Good Humor website and basically beg for ice cream bars, return of the WWE ice cream bars. So they sent out that statement that it was done, it was over with, thanks for
They'll be back.
And then earlier today, they changed their tune. Somebody else sent an email to them, and they replied where it wasn't we've discontinued. It was actually almost like we're thinking about going back to that.
No shit.
So I think
they see the money train coming. They want to see it on that.
Exactly.
That's what's going on.
Not only that, but the pop was huge last night, and then the
Punk even said, he's like, I just made you $1 million in fucking ice cream merchandise.
No doubt. And you know damn well that WWE's been in talks today with an ice cream maker, whether it be Good Humor or whoever it may be.
Somebody's making them fucking ice cream bars. That's for damn sure.
I guarantee you guys that WWE ice cream bars will be back within the near future. I don't know when it's going to be, but within the next couple months, we're going to have WWE ice cream bars back on the shelves. I guarantee you guys. Guarantee you. So anyways.
I just know soldiers.
I know.
I told you I'd get you back,
I know.
Prick.
You got me. That's cool.
Sit on it and spin.
That's cool.
I'm not done yet either. I got to one-up you.
What was the sit on it and spin, dude?
Sit on it and spin.
Go to www.meatspin.com.
Me?
Just do it real quick.
Hold on, let me finish texting you. Hold on.
All right. Now you're texting too, huh? www.meatspin.com. Check it out. You guys in the chat room too. Go ahead and do it. Check it out real quick.
Well, what's that noise in the background?
That's a text from you son of a bitch. Go to meatspin.com.
What is it? I didn't even pay attention. What is it called?
Meatspin.com. Meat. M-E-A-T. Spin. S-P-I-N.com.
Oh, I did M-E-E-T. All right, hold on. Meatspin.com. You piece of shit. You have little kids going to that website right now, dude.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Everybody in the chat room. That got you, too, huh?
That's a legitimate name for the domain there, at least. I mean, it's not false advertising. That's meat spinning, all right.
That's definitely meat spinning.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, man.
That was a bit graphic, bro.
That is horrible. That is horrible. All right. So we're done with Raw, right, dude? Are we done here? We can move.
I mean, we didn't even get to Cena coming out yet. None of.
It's not a virus. Somebody in the chat. It's not a virus, dude. It's just
It's just a dick swinging. Don't worry.
It's been tons and tons of people. That's crazy. All right. Someone in Night Raw, basically CM Punk says you can take your fucking contract, you can shove it.
It's like the internet version of what's the capital of Bangkok, you motherfucker.
CM Punk walks to the top of the ramp and rips up the contract and says, "Come this Sunday, Money in the Bank. I'm done. I'm out of here." So that is that, right?
Sure. I wasn't listening. I was reading the chat. They're all on the meat spin still.
Yeah.
You think you're going to drop an atomic bomb like that and then just go back to CM Punk's promo on Raw?
Send out a fucking virus. Who's this?
I just saw a giant dick swinging around on my fucking computer 2 seconds ago.
The funny thing is it loads so fast, too, dude. It's like a blank page with just that, dude, and it just pops up.
Yeah, I'm aware, man. I was just there, buddy.
All right.
Here's the real question. How did Ryan find out about that website?
Somebody got me, just like
Dun, dun, dun. Sure, they did.
Yeah.
Maybe you put a little Google search in for fucking Harry Cox or something, and all of a sudden you found Mr. Meat Spin.
Get out of here, dude. I got fucked just like you, man. Somebody did it to me, and I said, son of a bitch. All right, and then I just murked everybody in the chat room, too, dude, so we got about 200.
You said you Googled Harry Cox. That was funny, man. You should have given me a...
So check it out, guys. Turn the speakers down real quick. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to run down WWE SmackDown spoilers, Superstar spoilers, and SmackDown spoilers for this Friday night. So if you want to watch SmackDown, without being spoiled, let me run these down, and then once I get through doing this, I will open up the live phone calls, and we'll kind of end on that. We may end a little bit early tonight, guys, because I am swamped, man. I've got, as soon as we go off the air here, I've got at least 10 news posts that need to go up on the websites, which is, it's just going to be a crazy, crazy night, and I don't want to be awake until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning tonight. So we may end a little bit early, but we'll take your live phone calls, as many as we get through, and then we'll do them. So here we go. WWE Superstars from, it's going to air this Thursday. This took place at the SmackDown tapings tonight. Wade Barrett defeated Trent Beretta, and the Usos defeated WWE Tag Team Champions Michael McGillicuddy and David Otunga.
Are they going to work both brands?
In a non-title match. Tag Team Champions work both brands, just like Big Show and Kane.
Kane, yeah.
Passed. But so that's interesting, man. The Usos defeated the Tag Team Champions in a non-title match. That's
John Cena defeated him by himself too, so what was it really worth?
I know. How about that tag team division in WWE?
They don't give a fuck about it.
All right, then we go to SmackDown. This is you got to stop that, man. This is gonna air this Friday night on WWE SmackDown. It's being taped right now. We got about half the show right now. Hopefully, before we go off the air, we'll finish that off. If not, we'll put them up on the website, WZROnline.com. SmackDown opened up with World Champion Randy Orton. He is interviewed by Josh Matthews in the ring. This is an in-ring segment. He talks about his match against Christian at Money in the Bank this Sunday night. Christian appears on the Titantron, says that he's going to become WWE World Champion again. He says that Orton's father was a joke, and he's just as pathetic as Cowboy Bob Orton. Obviously taking a shot at Randy Orton's father. Orton says the only thing that is pathetic is Christian holding the title for 5 days. Going back to Christian winning the title and then losing it on the following SmackDown after the pay-per-view. We had Intercontinental Champion Ezekiel Jackson defeated Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase continues to job out on a weekly basis. We had a backstage segment. It was Cody Rhodes warned Ted DiBiase, who had just competed in a match, that if he loses one more match, Cody Rhodes will personally put a bag on his head. That's the gimmick they've got over on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes, putting bags on people's heads, kind of like the Beautiful People did in TNA at one point. Then we had Cody Rhodes defeated Daniel Bryan. You see how this is flowing, man? This is what I like. This seems like a good show. You've got Ezekiel Jackson defeats Ted DiBiase. Then you feature Ted DiBiase in a backstage segment with Cody Rhodes. Then Cody Rhodes comes out and defeats Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean, dude? So you've got Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes, Cody. You know, dude, it flows, dude. It makes the show flow. It's good. You know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways, Cody Rhodes defeated Daniel Bryan. Teddy Long comes out, tells the referee to warn, or backstage tells the referee to warn Mark Henry and the Big Show that if there is any physicality between the two tonight, when they face off, or when they have a face-to-face confrontation later tonight, if there's any physicality, the match at the pay-per-view will be canceled. Kane comes into Teddy Long's office. See, I like this as well. See, you got a segment with the Big Show and Mark Henry. You follow it up with Kane. You know what I mean, dude? You don't know.
It flows.
Kane comes into Teddy Long's office, thanks him for a match against Randy Orton. Kane says he doesn't feel like a monster anymore and asks Long what is happening to him. Why doesn't he feel like a monster? Long tells Kane that he's scaring the shit out of him, scaring the hell out of him, and get out of his office. So that's where we leave off with WWE SmackDown. Coming up this Friday night, we'll have further spoilers before we go off the air here tonight. All right, here we go. Live phone calls, guys. If you guys already have the number, you can call up. You can do that right now. I'll give out the live phone number just a little bit for those of you that don't have it. You can also get to our live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. And figures right when I'm about to take phone calls, it appears that the phone lines are down and not working. If you want to call us up, 518-712-3070. Once again, 518-712-3070.
Are they working or no?
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. This is Ladies in the chat room.
What's going on?
How you doing? I just wanted to call since the pay-per-view's coming up this Sunday. I just wanted to get both of your picks for the Raw Money in the Bank and SmackDown Money in the Bank match.
Thanks for the question, buddy.
I'll go pick on Raw. I think Alberto Del Rio will win that one. SmackDown, I have no idea.
Yeah, Del Rio. There were big plans for Del Rio at the SummerSlam paper.
He came off as the most important out of all them guys, out of the 7 guys last night. I think he seemed to be like a step above them or something.
Yeah, that too with the whole ladder.
Him and the Miz, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm going to agree with Boone here. Alberto Del Rio. I mean, he's kind of their main guy right now. Their standout guy that they're really trying to get over and really.
Del Rio.
So Del Rio, and then as far as SmackDown, yeah, I'll probably agree with most of you guys in the chat room. Sheamus on the SmackDown brand as well. So I'd say those are pretty good picks. I'm pretty confident on Del Rio, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on? 904 area code. You're live. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, I was on to speak on the radio. Give a shout out to Boone.
Give a shout out,
Josh?
Josh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You non-talkative motherfucker. Why didn't you put Alberto on?
No.
Get him out of here, dude. He ain't even saying nothing.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
Lame motherfucker. Some of my buddies in the other room.
God, that sucked, dude. Tell me.
Yeah.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. Turn those speakers down, baby. House.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hey, Ryan Clark, hey, Matt Boone. I was going to ask, if CM Punk actually leaves the WWE, what other company do you see him wrestling at?
Thanks for the call, buddy.
What the hell did he say?
He says if CM Punk really does leave WWE, what other pro wrestling company do we see him wrestling at? I'm going to tell
Obviously, he'll pick up Ring of Honor. At least appear there.
He's not going to TNA
no?
as of right now, dude. There are a lot of people in TNA that Punk's just simply not a fan of. I believe that if Punk leaves WWE, and here's my thoughts. You know, the guy's frustrated. I think after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, he's going to take an extended break, okay? You know, whether it be a year, a couple months, I don't know how long, but he's going to take an extended break. During that time, I would expect him to go to obviously back to Ring of Honor. He'll go back to Ring of Honor and maybe some stuff over in New Japan. The problem is he doesn't. It's not like the guy wants out of the business and is just. He's frustrated with the travel schedule. I mean, these guys just went on an overseas tour, 15, 20-hour flights, back and forth. You know what I mean? And he's tired of that shit. Where if he goes and works for a company like Ring of Honor, he's only got to go there on the weekends when they run shows, and they don't run shows every weekend. You know, maybe there's 1 or 2 weekends out of the month. So that would fit him. You know, he would do something like that. So
yeah, but how does that work long term? I mean, he's got to make money.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't think CM Punk wants to sign a new contract. Like, even if he wants to take an extended break, let's say that he tells WWE, you know what? After Money in the Bank, I want a break, okay? But I'll come back. I'll come back eventually. But WWE is the type of company that they're going to want him under contract. They're going to say, okay, after Money in the Bank, you leave. You take a break. We'll give you a year off if you want a year off. But we want you under contract with us. And that would prevent him from going and working for companies like Ring of Honor and things like that. I don't think he wants that. So I think what he's telling WWE is, you know what? After Money in the Bank, I'm not signing any contract. I will give you my word. I'm not going to sign on the dotted line, but I'll give you my word that I'll come back. I'll come back to WWE eventually. But in the meantime, for right now, I want to go and do my own thing, and I don't want to be under contract. I don't want to be locked down with you guys. And, you know, Brady in the chat room says that he's financially set, and that's true. He is, man.
Yeah, even Vince alluded to that, too. He called him rich or something last night.
Yeah, no, this is a guy that saves his money, not the Ric Flair mentality where he goes out parties and girls and women and everything else. You know what I mean? CM Punk's got enough money where he can walk away from WWE, at least for the time being, and he doesn't want to be locked down. So I think what basically happens is Money in the Bank comes this Sunday. He leaves WWE. You see him working, you know, he'll wind up in Ring of Honor, some New Japan events, some indie events, and eventually he'll be back in WWE. But I think he's going to go and work the indie scene and help Ring of Honor out a little bit, and we'll eventually see him back, but just not right now.
There you go.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on? Oop, we lost him.
Welcome.
Who's that in the chat room that says I'm wrong? So wrong, so wrong. Come on now. That's just my opinion, but we'll see what happens. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey, it's Wendy from the chat room.
Hello.
I'm going to be boring and stick with the CM Punk subject. He doesn't want to sign any contracts. Isn't Ring of Honor starting to ask that everyone go on contract now?
They are, but I would guess that they would make an exception for a guy like CM Punk. I mean, if CM Punk were to come back to Ring of Honor right now after, you know, the angles and storylines that he's been in with WWE, it's kind of like WWE. They're giving CM Punk anything that he wants, you know, to stay with the company. Ring of Honor would basically do the same thing. They would suck up to him. Whatever he wants, they're going to give him, just due to the fact that he's coming off a huge WWE storyline angle right now, and it would give them, you know, it would give them a major star fresh out of WWE, fresh out of a main event storyline angle. So they would give him whatever he wants in Ring of Honor. I don't think they would require him to sign a contract. He would be an exception to the rule. You know what I mean?
Is that an old woman that just called in?
She's still on the line, dude. Don't call her.
Yeah, I'm here.
Jesus.
I'm Wendy Devious in the chat room. Wendy?
How you doing? Well, it's good. You called.
I never heard that name before.
Or you think, yeah, it's your first night, Boo, and you thought I was somebody that knew you calling it.
Oh, okay.
So what else is on your mind?
So I sound like a dude right now. I'm pretty stoked about CM Punk. If he goes to ROH, because I just watched that Colt Cabana CM Punk stripper video.
Yeah.
That they did the other. I just saw that the other day. So.
All right.
I'm down with it.
Wow.
All right.
Crack
Anything
yourself
else?
up there.
Anything else, Wendy?
What did it say? Hook me. Oh, okay, so I'm hooking you up with a shout out. I'm watching this thing go by here.
All right. Take it easy.
I called her an old woman and she was still online. That's fucked up. You should have told me that.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hello?
What's going on, buddy? You're live.
Oh, hey, I have a question. I know this is probably improbable, but, I personally think they should let him walk with the belt. They already have a world title, and if anything, they could strip him of it and make a tournament or something, and then he could come back at WrestleMania and say, no, I still have the belt.
Well, they could do something like that. The only, somebody in the chat room had kind of alluded to that as well, where the guy would, CM Punk would win the belt, and then he would take it to a company like Ring of Honor or an indie promotion, and there would almost be like a cross-promotion type thing, man, between WWE and ROH. And we talked about this last week. The only thing is, with Ring of Honor signing with Sinclair Broadcasting and basically landing a TV deal, it's a national TV deal, but listen, it's not like Monday Night Raw airs on the East, 9 o'clock every Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time every Monday night. Ring of Honor has a TV show, but it's going to air, in some markets it's going to air on a Tuesday, in other markets on a Thursday. What is going on, Boom? What is that? Boom. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calm it down. Quiet down over there, dude. It's Ring of Honor. I really don't think they're going to... Boom, man. Walk away from the phone if you're going to do that, dude. Come on now.
It was a coughing fit. I choked on some soda.
Come on now, brother. But it's a case of, Ring of Honor landed this new TV deal, and I would have gone with it before they signed with the Sinclair Broadcasting thing. And I don't think they're going to go that route anymore. CM Punk would win the title and then walk away and go to, like I said, a company like Ring of Honor or an indie promotion. I just don't see that happening. I don't think, especially with Ring of Honor, and it's definitely not going to happen with TNA. So we'll see what happens. I think, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
I'm live.
You are live. Hello.
She's right behind me, too, dude.
Hey, Val. Hey, Val.
Hey, now.
Hey, Val.
Hey, Ryan, that's a weird question.
Mr. Boo?
What
Cut her off then, dude.
What the fuck is going on, dude? Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hi, how you doing, man? I just started listening to the show after 9, so I don't know if anybody really brought up this concept. But what do you think about CM Punk winning the title and then whoever wins the Money in the Bank cashing in that same night and then him going off to pursue his ventures?
That would be more realistic, where they would have CM Punk win the title at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and then have somebody from an earlier match, whether it be the... or one of the Money in the Bank winners would come out and cash in right then and there. So CM Punk wins the title but loses it less than 5 minutes later, and then CM Punk goes off and does his own thing. That wouldn't shock me, where they would pull the swerve. Everybody would be like, oh my God, CM Punk just won the fucking title, and now he's leaving the company. What are we going to do now? And then somebody's music hits, and they come out and they cash in the title. Maybe somebody like, who knows, Alberto Del Rio could come out, man. They've got big plans.
That's what I see happening.
They've got big plans for him. So they could shock everybody for a couple minutes and then have the Money in the Bank winner come out and cash it in. That's a very, very realistic possibility. So we'll see what happens. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
What's up? Do you see ROH ever being right there with WWE as the biggest company going head-to-head?
No.
No. Listen, if I tell people this all the time. If TNA can't do it, ROH isn't going to do it, okay? TNA's got... It's a bad time for pro wrestling, man. I remember, years and years ago, Monday Night Raw would draw 5.4 ratings, 5.3 ratings. You know what I mean?
They used to do sevens back in the day.
Yeah, 6-point stuff. You know what I mean? And if TNA cannot do it with the current roster that they have right now, there is no possible way that Ring of Honor can do it. And here's the deal. Ring of Honor is going into this thing just like TNA did. You got to remember that when TNA first started, they were an X Division company. Everything was about the X Division. They showcased the X Division talent. It's the same thing with Ring of Honor. They got the high flyers, the guys that go off the wall, okay? The problem is there a TV on in the background or something, Boom?
No.
No?
No.
Boy, something is coming through on the stream. It's the same thing. You guys, and this is going to piss off the ROH fans, man. You're going to have older guys coming into Ring of Honor. The fact is, it's proven in the ratings, okay? It's all about ratings. You take a guy like Hulk Hogan or Amazing Red. You put them on TV. Who's going to draw a bigger rating? Who's going to pop a bigger rating? Hulk Hogan, of course. And as far as TV networks are concerned, and Sinclair knows all about this, as far as TV networks are concerned, you need ratings in order for a show to be successful.
Is ROH on TV?
ROH just signed a deal with Sinclair Broadcasting, and basically,
what the hell is that?
they're going to be on, my networks and local, basically local affiliates. It's kind of a
syndicated shit.
Yeah, but it's more. They've got some syndicated things, and then they've got some national outlets. My network TVs, and it's going to air at all different times, man. Some markets it's going to air on Monday.
Like ECW back in the day.
Yeah, exactly like ECW. And, they're not going to draw these huge ratings, man. And that's why TNA, TNA was all about the X Division. And then they went to Spike TV, and Spike tells them, man, the network tells them, listen, we need ratings. So you have to bring in guys like Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. And then if you look at the quarter-hour ratings on a weekly basis, you see what draws and you see what doesn't draw, and the X Division doesn't draw. The X Division matches are some of the lowest-rated segments on the show. And you know what I mean? So ROH is going to have the same problem where they're going to learn, man, that in order to pop a rating, you're going to have to change the current style of ROH. And I hope it doesn't happen, man. I hope it doesn't happen where ROH keeps what they have right now in the current roster. But I think what you're going to see in Ring of Honor is the same thing with TNA. They're going to bring in older stars to help these newer talents get over. The Austin Aries. I know Aries is in TNA now, but guys in ROH, you need older stars. You need a good mix of older and younger stars, and TNA has that now, and TNA struggles every single week to pop a rating, man. And
what do they do now on average?
1.2, 1.1.
So the same as always.
1.2, 1.3, 1.1, somewhere around there. Pretty much the same as always, man. But if TNA can't do it, and they're on a national TV deal like Spike TV, Ring of Honor is definitely not going to do it. I mean, it's not going to happen, dude. And listen, man, I would love to see TNA and ROH succeed. We need competition is good for the business. You know what I mean, dude? But it's all about ratings with TV networks. So we'll see, man. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's cracking? Oh, man. What's up?
You think Paul Heyman going to come back to TNA?
Oh, no. Paul Heyman's not coming to TNA, dude.
No?
No.
He was talking about it not too long ago.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
It's your boy, Ron Proportion. How's it going?
Oh,
hey, now.
Alright. I just wanted to get your thoughts on some of TNA's recent releases and if you think they're going to release any more.
Who got released, Ryan? I heard it was a bunch of people.
It was 3 talents. It was a tag team, Generation Me and Orlando Jordan were the ones that got released. Orlando Jordan, they told them it was budget cuts. Generation Me actually requested their release. Unless people request the release, I mean, there's not going to be, I don't think there's going to be any massive layoffs or anything like that in TNA. I mean, it could always happen. You never know, but I don't think you're going to see anything like that. And you got to remember, Generation Me, they requested their release from the company. So, no, I don't think there'll be any massive releases. Orlando Jordan, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well used. Anyways, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yes. I just want to know what happened to Scott Steiner's chest? Why is it separated in the center like it is now, and how come they don't push him anymore?
Boom. Are you outside or something, dude?
I got a fan blowing on me. What?
There's wind or something blowing into this thing, dude.
It's so fucking hot without the fan. All right.
Yeah, it was
How about now?
Yeah, that's better. That's much better.
It's much better.
He asked about Scott Steiner's chest.
His titties are separated. I've noticed that too. I think that's just probably from doing juice for millions of years and lifting and getting old.
Yeah, I would guess that's the reason for it. Jesus. I don't know. I don't look at the guy's chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've noticed that his titties are pretty separated there, but...
His titties are pretty separated. Caller, you're live on W...
He's got like a muscle version of Ric Flair tits.
What's going on? You're live.
They need to get rid of... TNA need to get rid of Russo. Do you think TNA need to get rid of Russo?
It's hard to say because you don't really know exactly what his influence is. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks they do, but you don't know. You don't know exactly where he contributes, exactly what's his fault, what he deserves credit for. So it's hard to say, really.
We could go on about this all day, man. Vince Russo is really not the problem in TNA. I mean, listen, I watch TNA on a weekly basis, and everybody throws the blame on Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo for the past. What they fail to realize, Vince Russo is a completely changed man these days, man. He's not the same Russo that, the backstabbing piece of shit that he was back in the WCW days. He's just a completely different guy. He's
backstabbing. I don't know if he was known for backstabbing.
He's very open to ideas from Hogan and Bischoff and anybody else, man. And it's not just him.
I remember when Bischoff and Hogan first came in, everybody thought Russo was going to be gone because they had beef with Hogan for the lawsuit and all that.
And that's what we're talking about with, Russo is a changed guy where basically Russo says, you know what, bring him on and let's all work together, man. It's a new era, you know what I mean? Let's try to make this thing work, man. But everybody likes to throw the blame on Russo and everybody else. I've watched Impact for the past couple of weeks, and I'll tell you what, man, it's been really good as of late. And then not only that, but people that are not backstage at TV tapings on a weekly basis, okay, that are not there, that have never been backstage to an event, that say, oh, creative sucks. Oh, the creative is garbage. You know nothing about creative and how the creative process works, man. It's very easy to type something on a keyboard to say that, oh, TNA is garbage and the creative end of things suck. They have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to creative. You know what I mean? Or how things work backstage.
Yeah, and I think like if Paul Heyman comes in, the company would... Yeah. Do you really think the ratings would be that much different at all?
Listen, Paul Heyman comes in and completely changes out TNA, dude. Okay, he just trashes every single storyline that they have right now, and he starts over with TNA. You know what? That rating's not going anywhere, man. That rating's still...
The marks that are watching it already might like it more. And might think it's better, but it's not going to get any bigger.
That rating will still be the same, dude. And the marks think that, oh, my God, Paul Heyman, I mean, God himself, Paul Heyman, comes into TNA, and this guy can take it from a 1.1 to a 2.5, and they're competing with WWE, like you said. No, it doesn't work that way. And ratings don't jump, a full point overnight, dude. It doesn't go from a 1, somebody says, oh, well, next week if Paul Heyman were to come in, it would draw a 2.2 rating. I guarantee you. No, it would not. It would be the exact same. And not only that, but it's very hard, man. You see WWE's ratings, what they are these days. It just drew 2.9 last night, and it draws, a 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, somewhere in that range on a weekly. WWE is way down. TNA is still a company that's building itself up, and right now, it's just a bad time overall for pro wrestling. It's just not a good...
It's not hot right now. Yeah.
It's not hot, man. It's not a good time, and it's very difficult in a time like this to build up a company. Ring of Honor's going to find that out when their TV ratings start coming in. TNA is in the same boat right now.
This is where competition, especially with ratings, help more than anything, because just the rivalry and the people jumping back and forth and it was a bigger total audience watching, and sometimes they would watch this show, sometimes they would watch that show, depending on what's going on, who's there, et cetera, et cetera. It's just one game in town. There's really just that core base that's never going away that likes wrestling no matter what.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much it's spread thin right now.
That's pretty much what we're down to right now is that core base, man. And there's been nothing to really, people say that wrestling goes in cycles, you know what I mean, where it has down times and then it has up times, man. And it's been down for a while, man. I mean, WWE SmackDown last week drew a 1.6 rating. And weekly, I mean, it came out, or the week before last week it was 1.6. Last week it was a 1.7. But a 1.3 and a 1.7... for TNA and SmackDown are not all that far off. So everybody says, oh, TNA ratings are garbage. TNA ratings are terrible. Well, SmackDown draws a 1.7. That's not far
ratings kind of don't really matter anyway. I mean, it's really what do they draw live shows they do, how often do they do live shows, how's their merchandise doing, and pay-per-views. How many people are they converting from TV watchers to buying pay-per-view watchers?
Right.
And I don't think TNA, their pay-per-views do shit numbers, right?
Like 15,000.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Yeah, it's horrible. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Do you think John Cena going to tear hell?
Is this the same dude that keeps calling back? Get out of here, dude.
He sounds like the guy you described that wrote the column.
Let somebody else call in, right? Caller,
Cena is cool because.
Caller, you're live. I know, right? Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey, man, I just was listening to you guys, so I totally agree with you, man, that wrestling is pretty much in the shit.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's just a bad time, even for TNA, man, to be trying to build a company at a time like this in pro wrestling. I mean, it's not a good time, man. Ring of Honor's going to find this out with TV ratings too, man. Once
I have a question. Do you agree that it's probably not going to ever get to the peak levels that people think? Because a lot of people are like, oh, someday it's going to get back to like the Austin era. They're going to say back in the 80s. But I remember when I was a kid back then, like we had like fucking like 20 cable channels. And so the only like programming besides like reruns was wrestling. But now I got like 1,000-something channels. I can watch whatever the fuck I want.
You know,
like, why the hell if I'm like going to watch one thing or this thing, am I going to go to pro wrestling, you know?
You know what? That's a really good point that he just brought up, Boone, where back in the Attitude Era, there weren't as many TV stations out there, you know what I mean? And now on cable TV, they give you like 1,000 different stations, you know what I mean?
Plus you got TiVo and like on demand, and the internet's huge now. You can watch anything you want on the internet, even for free.
You know,
like, when's the last time you bought a pay-per-view?
Oh, I know. It's crazy, man. With
you just watch a stream on the internet
and everything else. But no, to answer your question, I think wrestling is, you know, it's been down for quite some time, and we're never going to go back to the Attitude Era. At least it seems that way. And right now,
well, not the Attitude Era, but I mean, wrestling always peaks and valleys. You know, I mean, you had the Hulk Hogan era was huge. It did big pay-per-views, big TV ratings. They were on NBC.
Yeah.
You know, they had a spin-off cartoon. All merchandise was going nuts. And it was new at the time, but you know, after that you had the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era, and the ratings sucked, and the pay-per-view numbers sucked, and the merchandise was down, and it just wasn't hot. And then Austin and all that came around and peaked it again, and you know, I think we're just down right now, really.
It really is, man. And to answer the guy's question, you know, is it ever going to go back up? I mean, never say never. Here's the thing, man. Kids are being born every single day, you know what I mean? And these kids are going to grow up, and guys like, you know, The Miz and everybody else that's there right now, these are what these kids are going to grow up with. So right now they're in that rebuilding stage, you know what I mean, where you don't have the Austins and the Takers and the Triple H's and all the old guys that we're used to seeing, you know what I mean? So they're in this rebuilding stage where you're promoting new talent, the future stars of WWE.
It's a whole, I mean, I can tell you from experience, just trying to run back in and watch the shows, like, I don't even know half the fucking people, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's definitely a rebuilding phase.
Well, they're just, yeah, like you say, they're in that rebuilding phase right now, and who knows? I mean, it's too early to tell right now. Can these guys eventually become the next Steve Austins and The Rocks and, you know, drive pay-per-view rates and things like that? Right now, you're in that rebuilding stage where these guys are, you just don't have that top-tier talent that you had back in the day. They're trying to build up new Triple H's and new Undertakers and you know, new guys that we're used to seeing, but it doesn't happen overnight. And
you feel old, too, because guys like Edge are retiring and shit.
Yeah,
like, I remember watching
crazy.
Edge's fucking debut, you know what I mean? Like, he's retired, he's a legend, and I saw the whole thing.
It's
and now, like, the top guys of today, they probably they're my age, you know what I mean? They weren't even born when I started watching wrestling, and they're the biggest names in the company right now.
Caller, thanks for holding on the line here. You're live. What's going on?
What's going on? This is Rego from the chat room.
How we doing?
What's up? A lot of people chant that they want wrestling, and then they refer that they want the Attitude Era. But notice a lot of people in the Attitude Era, there was not a lot of wrestling. It was character. Nowadays, we have generic wrestler, you know, and I think by Punk calling out McMahon, I know we're going back to Punk, but by Punk calling out McMahon, saying he didn't know what a superstar was in 2011, you know, that's why I really think that there could be a crossover with Ring of Honor, because it could be like a factory of talent. You know what I mean?
There could be, but Vince isn't the type of guy. Vince isn't going to promote competition that he doesn't have any part or ownership in. You know what I mean? Vince isn't going to promote somebody like Ring of Honor or TNA because the guy doesn't own any stake in the company.
And at the same time, he welcomes competition, but they got to make it there on their own. And once they're there, it'll make him better, you know? It'll make him try harder.
He welcomes it, but what does Vince McMahon promoting Ring of Honor or TNA do for him? It creates competition, And
well, he did it with ECW back in the day. You remember that?
He did it. Right. But I just don't see him. There's nothing in it for Vince other than creating unneeded competition for himself.
Well, unneeded, I don't know. I mean, I think they need competition, but he doesn't want to create competition.
He doesn't want to create it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why would he? I mean, it's retarded. Like Pepsi's going to say, "Hey guys, go make a soda that tastes better than ours," and we need competition. Fuck you! I want to make all the money.
That's ridiculous, and that's how Vince is, man. Where Vince wants, he would have to have a part ownership or something within the company that he would be promoting or building the competition. So I don't know. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
Are you the one? Quick question off the bat. Are you the one that writes e-wrestling news?
I am.
Oh, awesome. I've been following that website for about 6 months now. It's like my daily Bible.
I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate it.
My daily Torah, if you would, for the Hebrew faith. But,
are you a first-time listener of the show?
Yeah, actually, for some reason I saw somewhere that yourself, Ryan something, wrote e-wrestling news, and I found you on Facebook, and I friended you, I liked you, and I just blurred tonight about this WZN Radio.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. We're here every Tuesday night, man, 8 to 10 Eastern time. You can find the link the same place you found it tonight, probably on the e-wrestling news, news board that they had, but we're here every Tuesday.
Wow. Yeah, e-wrestling news is a kick-ass website.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, as far as Destination X goes, did I earlier you thought that the crowd was hot?
Right. No, it came across real good on the pay-per-view, at least on my end, man.
Really?
It sounded like they were great, man, especially during the opening match between Samoa Joe and Kaz. I thought they were off the wall, man. It seemed like there were more marks in the building, you know what I mean? The oohs and the ahs at everything they did.
But let me ask you this. Can you imagine if WWE held its pay-per-view at the same location over and over and over? Right. I mean, when they held that pay-per-view in Cincinnati, they were bouncing off the rafters in that place.
Oh, yeah.
At one point in that AJ Styles match versus Chris Daniels, you had like 3 girls chanting AJ Styles, and you had like 2 guys chanting Fallen Angel, and you could hear a pin drop in the building.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, the crowd at Destination X, to me, it didn't seem like your normal Impact crowd. It just seemed like there were people that came from a new group of fans, and there was a loud group, it seemed to me, that were just complete marks, man, with the chants. What was the chant you were talking about earlier, Boom? Pay-per-views or something.
Shit, who are you? And
who are you dancing? And things like that. It seemed like there were a group of hardcore marks that were there on Sunday night. It just seemed like a different crowd to me, other than your regular Impact crowd. I thought the crowd was really, really good on Sunday night. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but it seemed a lot better to me. Jacqueline.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh Christ!
No, you can't do it. What's going on, Jacqueline? He's an asshole. I'm a nice guy. Don't worry about it. What's up? See, dude. See what you do. You scare.
The chat was about to go nuts.
You snore on.
Look
people.
At the chat, dude. It's funny every time she starts talking. They go crazy.
You snore on people. These guys are fans of the show, and they call out. Listen, everybody's got a different personality, dude. You gotta treat.
Some of them are boring, and you gotta know when they're boring and say fuck off and hang up on them.
You gotta treat them with respect, man. They're fans of the show. They call up. They take the time to listen to us every week. You can't snore on them and call them assholes and this, that, and the other thing.
I didn't call him an asshole. I snored on him. He's boring. If somebody in the chat summed it up perfectly too while you were talking to him. He said, "Ryan Clark, making fans happy one at a time." It's not like you're having a fucking phone call. It didn't sound like you're doing a show.
You gotta be nice to our listeners.
You visit my website, huh? Cool.
You gotta be nice to our listeners at least. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey there, first-time listener and caller here. Just wanted to, there's a lot I want to talk about the CM Punk angle and everything. I think it's exciting, but one comment I just want to make and to remind all the listeners and wrestling fans in general is that if we don't buy this pay-per-view, WWE won't really know how excited we are and how good of an angle they have done.
Right.
So to hope that they do more angles like this in the future, I just want to remind everybody that to go out and buy the pay-per-view, I think it's good, and if you don't, then do what you usually do, but I'm definitely going to be buying.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate the call, buddy. Thanks for first-time listener as well. I appreciate that, man.
There's been a lot of first-time listeners, it seems. It's weird.
Well, and it sucks tonight, dude, because we're not on our game tonight, man. This has been...
No.
And this
You can't expect to be every time. What are you going to do?
I know. We killed it last week, man. We
did, too. We fucking knocked it out of the park. Is there an archive for that anywhere?
Yeah, it's up on the WZROnline.com website, man. I'll tell you what, dude. We rocked it out of the house last week, and then tonight, man, I was going to cancel this, dude, because I wasn't feeling too well, but what are you going to do? We're here, and whatever. We're live.
I love
right?
this chat. This chat's so
All right, now
cool.
be nice to her, dude. Be nice. Call her. You're live. Or Jackie, what's going on?
I lost you guys. What happened?
Oh, I don't know. You must have got disconnected. What's going on?
Okay, I was thinking about maybe a guest for you guys. What about Missy Hyatt?
Missy Hyatt?
Christ,
Sure.
that would be good.
Why not? Bring her on.
She says that she talks about everything, too. I've heard her interviewed before.
See? Jackie's hooking you guys up. See, you people in the chat room that shit all over this poor woman when she calls up, and she calls up tonight and says, you know what? I can book Missy Hyatt for you guys. Not bad, Jackie. Not bad. I'll give you a round of applause. Huh?
No, yeah, my question is, how do I get in contact with her?
Oh, wait a minute.
That's what I was about to say. I think she was just saying you should go get her on the show.
Okay, so you can't book her. You want me to get in contact with her and have her on here?
Well, a friend of mine says that she has a MySpace, and I looked and I can't find her.
Oh, well.
You do have a radio show, Ryan. Is it unreasonable for somebody to request a guest?
No, listen.
You're a fucking idiot.
The way that she said it, she said, I can get Missy Hyatt for you guys. Did you not just say, I can
She did not say that.
She did say that.
She said, how about Missy Hyatt as a guest? She didn't say, how about I get you Missy Hyatt as a guest?
Yeah, I think she did. She said, I don't know.
Her
Anyway,
exact words were, how about Missy Hyatt as a guest?
I take that round of applause back. No.
I knew it was coming, too. I was waiting for you to realize it. It was great.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
And I just want to say you guys are on your game tonight, and I just wanted to know, when can you unblock the franchise from the chat room? Because I've been banned. I was trying to get back in there for the longest.
This the guy that called last week about that, too?
The franchise, I go in every week, man. I go in and...
You say you unban everybody, right?
I do. I unban everybody that's on the list.
Maybe you IP banned them or something.
It may be, but even on an IP ban, listen, I'll go into the control panel. I'll do this on live radio. This is how we'll end the show. He said his name is the what? The franchise?
Yeah. Wow, I didn't even realize it was 10. Look at time flying.
I know, it did. I don't see the franchise.
Was it that bad, really? You think
See,
it was
I've
that
got
bad?
white trash on here. There's a Cracker J, the fat fucking penis.
Gotta have the fat fucking penis on the ban list.
I don't see, I mean, the people that are banned are people that come up with names like, I can't say that
Fat fucking penis? You can't say that one. You can say fat fucking penis, but you can't say
Boone's
this
a
one?
bitch, Boone hobo, Ryan Clark sucks. Just random I don't
Next week I'm coming in the chat. My name's gonna be Fat Fucking Penis Boone or something like that. I promise you. I promise you.
You will be IP banned in a sec. I don't see any franchise. I just went through the entire list and there was no franchise. So you must have used a different name when you came in. But I tried for you, brother. I tried.
On live radio.
Well, don't do anything to get yourself banned, and we won't.
I'm glad you did that too, because then I got to hear the name Fat Fucking Penis. That's a good note to end on. I think we should end on Fat Fucking Penis.
Let's end it, baby house. We are done. Well, I apologize, guys. You know what? Oh, I got to do this. Let me. I've got a. Oh yes, that too. I've got a personal Facebook page, guys. You go to.
Oh yeah, get him to do that. I love reading that shit every week.
All right. Hold on one second.
The Facebook page, everybody. We want everybody to go comment on the show and shit. Give us feedback. You sucked when you said this. You were funny when you said that.
Yeah,
how you get better?
Give us good. Even if you guys think we sucked, okay, tell us, man. On this thread that I'm about to create, post them now. So WZR Radio thoughts ? Post them now. Okay, it's up. So what you do is you go to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR, all lowercase. You guys, you go there and comment on the threads. Give us feedback. I think we kind of sucked tonight, to be honest with you.
I don't think it was that bad, man. I think it's in your head.
You think so, man?
Sometimes that happens, yeah. Sometimes you don't even realize you were good, and you were good.
Well, I think hour 2 came along better. I mean, hour 1 was horrible when we did the, the recap of
I thought I was going to piss you off in hour 2. I had like a room full of people. I'll tell you afterwards what was going on, but yeah. And then they called in and shit. I thought you were getting mad.
All right, so no, go. Well, they were stupid, dude. If they're gonna call in,
yeah, I know. I was a little disappointed. They're all, we're gonna get you, and then they say hi.
I'm thinking your friends are kind of idiots, dude.
Oh, hello. You know them too. You remember Chris in Alberta?
Well, I never really talked to him that much, dude. I don't remember seeing him.
I don't remember. I don't know.
All right, so go to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR and comment on the thread right now over there. Before we leave you guys here, I've got a lot of work. There's going to be about 10 posts going up on the website right after we go off the air. I've got them already written up and we're ready to go. So I just got to fire them off. We'll do that before we go.
They're begging for chat shout-outs, man.
I'll give you SmackDown spoilers real quick. We left off with Cody Rhodes defeated Daniel Bryan. Then there was a backstage segment. Teddy Long tells the referee to warn, Mark Henry and the Big Show that any physicality between the two tonight and the match at the pay-per-view is canceled. Then we had the Kane segment where he came into Teddy Long's office and says he doesn't feel like a monster anymore. Teddy Long says, "You're scaring the shit out of me. Get out of here."
Cool.
There was a backstage segment. Somebody has spray painted Randy Orton's private bus out in the back parking lot. It's spray painted and it says, "Orton sucks. Teddy Long equals moron. Christian equals uncrowned world champion." Christian comes across it and acts shocked and says he can't imagine why anyone would do this, obviously alluding to Christian spray painted the bus. We had Sin Cara defeated Sheamus. Cara screwed up once again, botched his entrance. We had Wade Barrett on commentary at ringside. He attacked Sin Cara after the match. We had Christian is in a casino. They're down at the Mohegan Sun tonight, and he's got Randy Orton's wallet on him. He pulls out $1,000 and says he's going to play Orton's daughter's college fund. He plays it but loses and says that Randy Orton's luck has just ran out. We had WWE Divas champion Kelly, who is over on SmackDown tonight, defeated Rosa Mendez. There was a backstage promo with Johnny Curtis. He says, soon the cat's going to be out of the bag. And instead, he pulls an elephant out, obviously a stuffed elephant. And he tells the man that the elephant in the room isn't until next week and rips up the stuffed animal. I have no idea what that's about. And then we had Justin Gabriel defeated Heath Slater. So we're going into the main event right now on WWE SmackDown. So let me go and put up all this news, and then I'll get the SmackDown spoilers up for you after all that is done. I got a lot of work to do here. So we're going to get out of here, dude. I will do chat shout-outs and things like that next week, guys. We're here every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. We get them every week, man. I am so swamped with work tonight. It's crazy. Thanks to all of you guys that called us tonight, and I apologize. I think we sucked. Let me know. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR for Mad Boom.
That's me.
It's Ryan Clark.
That's him.
See you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.
Bro.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
Hi guys, this is Daniel, and I'm the man who brings you these archives every week. Just because I've been doing this for such a long time now, I'd ask you to do me a small favour, and that is to head over to youtube.com/byhumphreys, BYHUMPHRIES, and hit the subscribe button and add me as a friend. And I'm doing loads of cool giveaways and stuff when I get a number of subscribers. So head over there and do that for me, and it would be a big help. Cheers, guys.